Yedi nefesh av harachaman meshoch avdach el retzonach yarutz avdach kemo ayal yishtachaveh el mul hadarach yerav lo yedidutach mino fetzuf vechol ta'am hador na'eh ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat ahavatach ana elna refana la beharot la noam zivach az titchazek vetitrapei vehaita alach shivchat olam yala lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 la la lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 la la lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 yala lai 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 lai. Shabbat Shalom. Good to see so many of you who are enjoying Shabbat and Hanukkah dinner in the back. Good to be here with you to mark 3 different special occasions on the Jewish calendar this weekend. It is Shabbat, as it is every week. It is Hanukkah, the 6th night of Hanukkah, and it is Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the new month of Tevet. So 3 reasons to celebrate, 3 reasons to rejoice and to relax this week. Hope that we are all staying warm. It's nice to be in here, and our singing, our spirituality will keep us warm on this cold, cold December weekend. We're going to begin Kabbalat Shabbat with Lechun Eranina on page 11. Let us go and sing to Adonai. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, let us greet God as we raise our voices in song, page 11. Lechun Eranina, Lechun Eranina, Lechun Eranina l'Adonai. Lechun Eranina, Lechun Eranina, Lechun Eranina l'Adonai. Naria, Naria, Litzor Yishenu Nekad Mafana Betoda. Naria, Naria, Litzor Yishenu Bizmirot Naria Lo. Lechun Eranina, Lechun Eranina, Lechun Eranina l'Adonai. Lechun Eranina, Lechun Eranina, Lechun Eranina l'Adonai. Arba'im shana kut bedor v'omar am to'e levavhem v'hem lo yadu derachai asher nishpati v'yapi im yevon el menuchati. The heavens shall be glad, the earth rejoice, the sea and its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult. Even the trees of the forest shall sing praise. As Adonai comes, we turn to page 14 in the middle of the page. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umelo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam umelo, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Lifnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel betzedek, ve'amim b'emunato. We turn to page 20, the final 3 lines of the page for Romamu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. We turn to page 23 to the mystical poem Lecha Dodi. We welcome the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat bride. I'm not going to use one of our familiar melodies, one of our usual ones, but some of you might be familiar with this melody that I think was the second or third melody that I ever learned for it, and I'm very fond of it. I always think of it as just as contemporary Israeli melody. So we're going to join together, page 23, the first 3 stanzas of Lecha Dodi, and then we jump to the bottom of page 25, and at that point we rise and we face the door as we welcome in the Shabbat Kala. Page 23, let's join together in Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad hishmi'anu, el ha'miyuchad Adonai echad, u'shemo echad l'shem ולתפארת ולתהילה. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם. נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kum mitzei mitoch hafecha rav lach shevet b'emek habacha, v'hu yachamol alai chemla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha u'v'tohla, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. May be seated. We turn to the top of page 27, a song for the day of Shabbat. Mizmor shir, shir leyom ha-Shabbat. Mizmor shir, shir leyom ha-Shabbat. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in our God's courtyards. Page 28, the middle of the page, Tzadik Katamar Yifrach. Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Ki Erez Balvanon Yizkeh Shetulim Beveit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Hod Yenuvun Beseva Teshenim Verananim Iyu Lehagid Ki Ashar Adonai Tzuri Velo Avlatabo. Page 29. Adonai Malach Geyud Lavesh Lavesh and Azarav Tikon Development. Eirotecha nemnu meod leveitcha nava kodesh. Eirotecha nemnu meod leveitcha nava kodesh. Adonai leorech yamim. I invite you to please rise, and we join together, as we do each and every Shabbat, in the words of Berkat Kohanim, sharing the priestly blessing, the Yivarechecha, with our friends, our family, our neighbors, our community members. Feel free to put your arms around the person next to you, and we join together in Yivarechecha. Yalla la 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 Adonai ve'yishmerecha ken yehi ratzon. Yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka ken yehi ratzon. Yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom ken yehi ratzon. Yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 May God's countenance be lifted toward you, and may God grant you shalom, grant you peace. Ken yehi ratzon. You may be seated. We now turn to our Mishaberach prayer, our prayers for healing, as we think of those in our lives in need of physical and spiritual well-being. In this Shabbat, we include in our prayers Shimon ben Yaakov, Mordechai ben Naomi, Hershel ben Yehoshua ben Malka, Perel bat Rezel, Malka bat Sarah, Leib Yisrael ben Abraham b'Tzipora, Lisa Meira bat Leah, Tzivia bat Chana, Elijah Avila, Yafa Fega bat Zisolbina, Kathy Berlin, Bonnie Meyerson, Karen Nina Esther, Adina Miriam, Harry Kinney, Kevin Haffey, Ezer Pesach, Ben Sion Chai, Ben Rachel, Leah Liba bat Doba, Miriam bat Rivka, Allison Kuntz, Jean Cook, Dennis Carroll, Aver Yitzchak, Mordechai Chaim ben Leah, Bluma Duba, Malka Sarah bat Ruben Verut, Hachazan Arya Shimon ben Chana, Eleanor Goldman, Sophie Galinsky, Harvey Stone, Tom Carney, Sarah Ella bat Arya Leib, Maxine Albaum, Shmuel ben Shimon, Chana bat Bina, Shmuel ben Regina, Mitchell Radin, Lieber Ephraim ben Malka, Yaakov ben Moshe, Shneir Zalman ben Chana Mindel, Julie Duke, Benjamin Shmuel ben Yehudi, Talia Weinstein, Yitzchak David ben Yael Sima, Chava Fegel bat Malka v'Chana Bir, Yaakov Burton, Moshe Elchanan ben Harav, Abraham Yosef Halevi. If you'd like to include someone in the prayer for healing, I invite you to rise and to share those names when I come to you. No. Rabbi? Earl? Let Kol HaCholim and all those who are ill be joined together in the Mishverach prayer. Mishverach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Turn to page 30, and I invite those in mourning or marking a yortzeit to rise and join me in the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 30. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach leolam olamei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yit'ale v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brihu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechamata damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May be seated. Shabbat shalom. So it feels to me like there is more Hanukkah kitsch available than ever before. Somehow the retailers of the world have figured out that December is a really good time to market Hanukkah supplies. I'm curious, as you look around at the world this week, what is your favorite, or the opposite, what is the most groan-worthy piece of Hanukkah kitsch that you have seen? The mensch on the bench. We were determined never to buy it, but someone sent us one. Yes. Hanukkah stockings to hang over your fireplace. just a step too far. Any other Hanukkah kitsch that you have seen? Jean's shirt. Yes. Levi, were you going to say something? The singing Hanukkah dog. How about Hanukkah sweaters for your pet lizard? So normally I roll my eyes at Hanukkah kitsch. I still roll my eyes at some of the products out there. But since having children, I have found myself purchasing things that I never thought I would buy, especially around Hanukkah. And so this year, for each member of my family, I bought their own ugly Hanukkah sweater or t-shirt or something resembling it. They were a hit. I also ordered as a surprise the 7-foot-tall inflatable dreidel holding the sufganiyah that you saw in there. Now, there's a reason I'm telling you this particular story. I meant to surprise the kids with the Hanukkah dreidel. So I ordered it, but didn't tell my kids and didn't tell Heidi that it was coming. Unfortunately, it arrived in one of those boxes with a big picture on the outside of what it is. So I got a text from Heidi saying, "You can't believe what showed up on our front step." I came home and the kids were so excited, thinking someone had sent them a surprise gift. It was me, and I'm glad I got credit for it. They love it, but they were happy to share it for our Hanukkah events over here. And I was thinking about that as I wanted to see what some of our Jewish texts teach about Hanukkah and some of the customs around it. And over the last few weeks, I've shared some of the serious texts of Hanukkah. I've shared the story of Adam and Eve, the first people, celebrating a holiday of light around this time of year when they saw that the days were getting shorter and needed some spiritual uplift. I've shared the classic Hanukkah text about why do we light the Hanukkah candles? Because of the oil that lasted for 8 days when the Hasmoneans, when the Maccabees rededicated the Beit HaMikdash, the temple. I've shared the debate between Hillel and Shammai about how to light Hanukkah candles. Do you light starting with 1 and working your way up, or do you light with 8 and working your way down? Yes, Hillel wins. We start with 1 and work our way up. But tonight, I wanted to share a text from the Talmud that relates to gift giving. Because believe it or not, that's also included in the Talmud. There's a lot in there. And it relates to my story of the inflatable dreidel. A certain rabbi, Rav Chisda, wanted to learn a new teaching from another famous rabbi named Rav. So he made an open call. He couldn't talk to Rav himself. Guess Rav might not have been alive by that point. And he says, anyone who comes forward and tells me a new halacha, a new law in the name of Rav, I will give them gifts, matanot in Hebrew. So he wants to learn something from this rabbi who's no longer with them. And he says, anyone who can teach me something that this rabbi said, I'll give him or her a present. I hope that after 120 years, people are saying that about me. Anyone that remembers what Rabbi Walk says gets a present in a long time from now. Well, a number of rabbis stood up and taught him teachings from Rav. And then one particular rabbi, these names are pretty complicated, Rava bar Mechasya, said in the name of Rav, one who gives a gift to another must inform that person that you are giving them a gift. Kind of a strange thing to see in the Talmud. You should let somebody know when you're giving them a gift. And Rashi, the commentator who comments on almost every word of the Talmud, points out that, Bunny's favorite Torah commentator, maybe you like his Talmud commentary better, points out that there's a risk of embarrassing someone when you surprise them with something. You don't know how it's going to be received, especially if it's done publicly, so give them a little forewarning that you're going to put them on the spot, which is good advice from me because I sometimes put people on the spot in services. But there was something really nice about that teaching, and it stands in contrast to the way that we give tzedakah, because gift giving is a little bit different. When we give tzedakah, when we help people around us, the highest way to give it is anonymously, with no one knowing that you are helping somebody else, because you don't want to get credit for it. But the rabbis of the Talmud contrast gift-giving, that thing that's become so much associated with Hanukkah. They point out the point of giving a gift is to make somebody else happy, to make their day just a little bit brighter, and you want to do it with as much menschlichkeit as possible. And I love this teaching because it takes some little activity, something that we try to do to be nice to people, and teaches us that really how you do it matters. That how you do it affects the way it's received and affects the person who we are giving it to. We all know people who are not great gift givers, but the Talmud inspires us to do it with a little bit of kindness, always taking the person's feeling into account. So next time I order a gift for my kids or for my wife, I will warn them in advance that something is coming. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to page 39 and we rise for the Baruch Hu, the beginning of the evening service. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. May be seated. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from before the light. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevaot shemo, el chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai, hamari v'aravim. We turn to page 40 and we join together Ahavat Olam. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shachbeinu v'kumeinu Nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayeinu V'orech yameinu Uvahem nehege yomam v'layla V'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shochpecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha. We continue on page 42. V'yam shemot yishmol mitzvotai shenoch mitzvah. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 43. Abby, would you join me on the bima? Then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang this song to you. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, page 44. Thank you, Abby. Yasher koach to Abby Wynn for leading us in Yichamocha 2 weeks in a row. V'ne'emar ki fadar et Yaakov u'yalom yad chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai kal Yisrael. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Blessed are you who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 45. Hashkivenu l'shalom. Ushmor tzeiteinu vo'enu lechayim u'shalom me'ata v'yad olam uferos aleinu sukat shalomecha baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Page 46, we rise for V'shamru. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Oti le'olam v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad yivera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam olol me'om aya Yitparach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesha richu li'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamiran bi'alma v'yimeru. Amen. We spend the next few moments in silent prayer with the words of the Amidah, beginning on page 47, and we include the insertions, the special prayers for Rosh Chodesh, the new month, and for Hanukkah. We conclude the Amidah together at the bottom of page 52, Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Page 54, Kaddish Shalem. Yitkara v'yitkara Shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra kirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayei chol mechonim chayei beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kari v'immeru, amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam v'l'olam me'omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalash me'rekudesha prichu le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbek rabnechem ata damiran v'yama v'yimmeru amen. Titkabal tzlaton v'aton lecho Yisrael karam avundi v'shmaya v'yimmeru amen. Yesh lamar b'min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al Yisrael v'yimmeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al Kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru. Amen. Page 55, Kiddush. Have any takers for grape juice who want to join me up here? Come on up. There you go. Thanks. Do you guys know how to chant Kiddush? Do you want to lead it? No? Okay. Here you go. Next time. Savrim, Aranan, Rabbanan, Rabotai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahav ratzon inchilanu zikaron l'ma'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. L'chaim. Thank you. Thank you, Levi. Page 56, Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, ate kedula liyotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoyei aratzot, velo samanu kimishbachor adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, vanachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. על כן נקם לך לרומי רזים. כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. May be seated. We turn to page 58. This Shabbat we observe the Yort sites of Adoria Sylvia Goodman, Barbara Nathan Brenner, Betty Weiss, Burton Lasac, Dilla Jaffa, Hilda Cobran, Solomon Falk, Aaron Nurek, Ellen Walker, Israel Miller, Jack Hurd, Sidney Seff, Fern Dunn Krebs, Fred Stern, Louis Levy, Mamie Talochko, Philip Tager, Philip Earl Krebs, Alan Rose, Ben Bruck, Dora Davis, Leonard Hollander, Lily Lubin Davis, Mordechai Mendel Mazurski, Shmuel Fuchs, Vera Weissman, William Aaron Estroff, Bernice Silver, Celia Gottlieb, Charles Layton, Irving Stern, Janice Levine, June Miller, Philip Wittes, Sam Brenner, Ann Jennis, Leonora Lewin, Lillian Dibner, Lori Shifton, Mary Hagan, Meyer Aschendorf, Beatrice Cantor, Brenda Meltzner, Louis Brownstein, Rosalie Albaum, Albert Schafetz, Amanda Hagan, Charles Oster, Cheryl Ann Pepper, David Brenner, Hannah Abrams, Jack Canlis, Lena Schultz-Leibovitz, Molly Goldfarb, Morris Goodman, and Theodore Goldsmith. Would you like to share your sister's name? And Sandra Altman. And we also extend condolences to families following the death of a loved one, to Kelly Wilson, who works in our office, on the loss of her cousin, James DeSorbo, this week, and to Glenn Kaufman on the loss of his father, Milton Kaufman, of blessed memory. Page 58, I invite those in mourning or observing a Yort site to rise and join me in the words of the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uvizman kariv v'yimru, amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevorach leolam u'lomei maya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar, v'yit'aleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudsha, brichu, le'ela, min kol, berchata, v'shirata, tush bechata, v'nechamata, damiran, v'yalma, v'yimru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol Yoshvei Tevel v'imru. Amen. May be seated. Representing the Temple Israel Board of Trustees, I call on Eric Wind.
All right, Shabbat Shalom. Happy Hanukkah. I'm glad we all braved this really cold weather to be here. Thank you, Rabbi Wilk, for leading tonight's service, and Adam Ward for your piano, and thank you, Sean Seaford, for your live stream. And for the Hanukkah-themed dinner, thank you, Alan Jonathan and Michelle Rusco, and my personal thanks for the tofu. Very much appreciated. We have some great ways to get involved starting this Sunday and into January. It's not too late to contribute to the Social Action Group's major events, essential collections for the Howard Levine Roof Above Men's Shelter. Social Action will be cooking a dinner Sunday for the shelter's guests at Temple Israel, and then transporting and serving the food at the shelter. Cooking starts here at 1 p.m., and you could donate certain types of warm clothing and toiletries. Contact John Berger for more information. TI Kids Sing returns on January 6th at 5 p.m. for 2nd through 6th graders. They'll be rehearsing and performing a lively Kabbalat Shabbat service. Women of Temple Israel will be celebrating the 80th anniversary of the establishment of the Torah Fund on January 8th. Please register in advance for that on the Temple Israel website. The Social Club is joining Temple Bethel's Spice program for a special klezmer journey on January 18th. The winter semester for Melton Charlotte Adult Jewish Learning begins on January 18th. Rabbi Wilk will be teaching Soul Cycles, a ride through the chapters of life, on Wednesday evenings. Rabbi Wilk also teaches a weekly Torah study Thursday mornings at 10 a.m., which is both in person and in Zoom. Be sure to stay up to date on all of our programs on the Temple Israel website. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Eric. Shabbat morning service is tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. We're going to conclude tonight not with Shalom Aleichem, but with two Hanukkah songs. Hope you're familiar with them. Sivivon, Sov Sov Sov, and then O Hanukkah, O Hanukkah. Sivivon, Sov Sov Sov, Chanukah hu Chag Tov, Chanukah hu Chag Tov, Sivivon, Sov Sov Sov, Chag Simcha hu La'am, Nes Gadol haya sham, Nes Gadol haya sham, Chag Simcha hu La'am. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Sivivon to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Urim Sameach. Happy Hanukkah.